Okay. So, in the interim, what we seem to be witnessing is that the cost pressure, since the cost of the battery cannot reduce immediately, other aggregates are being made to cost reduce way more than their normal, evolution. So there is a cost pressure, for example, on the motor, controller, and gearbox to come within like 30,000 rupees. Uh, so, what are your thoughts on this motor side of the things?
You see, on the motor, I'm very optimistic, and I do feel that everybody talks about only battery and BMS. I think people are not talking about motors. The scope of innovation on motor and the whole powertrain, which is largely the motor, then the controller and the gear reduction unit. On the motor side, there is a huge scope of innovation. Motors have not broadly changed in last several decades. It is the both. I mean, talking of the principle of motor. So this is an immense opportunity for industry to come up with innovative technologies to make these motors efficient. It's not that you pick up off the shelf motor and fit it into a vehicle and it will start driving. So that should not be the way it should be looked at. The motor has to be sort of redesigned, and we need innovative ideas, axial flux, radial flux, or small size motors, hugely efficient motors, non-magnet motors, etc. So this is where I think the opportunity lies for researchers, academia, and companies to come up with innovative ideas. Coming to the cost pressure, yes, battery costs are bit not in our control today because of one is the cells are not made here. Secondly, it is dominated by one or two companies only. So this is where we have an issue. But I do see that this will change. Also, government is pushing. Apart from the FAME 2, there are other incentives coming. So I do see that battery. Okay, well, as I said, leaving the battery aside, the potential to do engineering, innovation, redesigning, etc. on the other aggregates is also immense. Which even wiring harness, the whole. It is surprising to see the impact wiring harnesses, switches, electrical parts can make on the vehicle. It could be quite substantial, and it should be. I have always believed that just negotiation driven cost reduction is meaningless for a technology product. It has to be engineering driven. This is something that Indian
Or
unfortunately in Indian industry.
traditional OEMs don't understand that
Yeah, they
concept.
don't understand, and squeezing the supplier and cornering him and all that happens here a lot. I think that needs to change because it has impacted the several industries, several companies, and the whole business model is sometimes not sustainable. So I think the whole cost engineering has to be seen led by engineering efforts.